Taylor, I am so excited that you are on the show today. Thank you so much for coming on the Wedding Pro CEO podcast. We are going to have some fun.
We are going to have some fun. And I am especially excited about this because you and I have been orbiting each other for way too long. And so I'm so excited that 2023 is the year that our worlds are finally colliding. Marketing is one of those things that we do have a lot of control over. It's a very important tool in the business toolbox to look at for 2024 to make sure hey, I didn't really like what was happening in 2023 and I would like for some things to change. So what am I empowered to do in order to facilitate that for myself? I don't think that most people feel like they have control over their marketing, but I think that that's because they don't really feel like they have full control over their calendars all the time. And when we can't dedicate full attention to something, it's hard to feel like we're in control. And my experience, people for sure, they try to give their attention to marketing and something pulls them away from it. And so that feeds into this whole emotional state of, I don't have the capacity to do this. So, you kind of convince yourself that you don't have control over it.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you said that because you're right. When you don't know how to do something or you feel overwhelmed by it, it tends to be the thing you just don't do, right? I have experienced it and I just think it's so fun when they realize, wait a second, if I just keep doing this, if I just keep showing up and getting 1% better every day at my marketing, it pays off in dividends. And so I'm really excited about our topic today because we're going to be talking all about some of the mistakes that wedding pros are making in their marketing and how they can do better.
I talk a lot about marketing as a habit. And the everyday analogy to that is brushing your teeth. If you stop brushing your teeth and you show up at the dentist, your dentist is going to ask you what has been going on because you clearly neglected something that is a big part of your overall health and hygiene. And so marketing is like that. It 100% impacts the health and well-being of your business.
That's actually a really great analogy. I know for myself, but I really try to make it a point that every single day I get in front of the camera, whether it's on stories or on a video, like a reel that I'm going to do live time, because it's part of marketing my business. You have 5 big mistakes that wedding pros are making in their marketing. So why don't you kick it off with what you feel like is either the top one or the first one? I won't make you rank them necessarily, but
yeah, I don't want to rank them because they're all really terrible mistakes. And that mistake is trying to reverse engineer other people's marketing strategy. People just think, hey, I admire these people. They seem to be crushing it. I'll just do what they're doing. There are 3 reasons why I want to put a hard stop to this. And the first one is you don't know who that person is trying to attract. That is reason number 1. This is a terrible thing to do. The next one is your business and their business are not apples to apples. There are other facets of business where you can carbon copy a process, but with marketing, doesn't exist. And the third one is you don't even know if it's working.
That one. Yes.
Everyone starts from 0, and this feels like the easy way to figure out what you are going to do. But in the end, you need to create your own marketing strategy.
Yes. That's so helpful. And that last one, you don't even know if it's working. You guys, so I can't say enough about that one because I've been guilty of it. So I love that.
Yeah.
That's super helpful.
Yeah. That really brings up another one of the kind of broken record things that I'm trying to just be a broken record about. And that's that marketing is a giant experiment.
Okay. So what about number 2? What's the second mistake that we're seeing wedding pros make?
Number 2 is that you make assumptions about who your customers are. This again is where everyone starts, and we are all allowed to do version 1 of our ideal customer persona based on assumption. But once you have a year or 2 of business under your belt, then it's time to stop doing that because this is who everything that you're doing on the marketing side is supposed to be resonating with. If we're not putting the right type of content in front of them at the right time, if we're not pulling on the right emotional strings, then our marketing falls flat. You really, like I said, do deep thinking about who they are as people, what is agitating them, what is worrying them. Those are the things that you want to understand, because people make purchasing decisions based off of emotion. And so you need to understand that messy soup that's going on inside everyone.
Tayler, this is so helpful for your marketing, also for your sales, because if you can understand your client on that deeper level, exactly like you said, they make those purchasing decisions based on emotion. And what I find is that once you can figure that out, it makes your marketing so much easier, right? Because you're literally speaking to their specific pain points. That was so good. Okay, so tell us what number 3 is.
This one is all y'all who are putting all your marketing eggs in one basket.
Preach, girl, preach.
And specifically looking at Instagram and referrals, right? These are the 2 big baskets where I can't tell you how many times I've heard someone tell me, like, I don't need to do marketing because all of my business comes from referrals. And a little bit of me dies inside when I hear that, because
I used to say that all the time.
We all make mistakes, right? But the reason that this is a mistake is because your marketing at some point is going to become less effective. You need to build a completely new marketing machine, and that takes time and effort. So the solution to this problem is picking 1 or 2 additional marketing channels that complement that main one. And especially when we're talking about referrals as the main marketing channel, the North Star here. That's the way I want you to look at it. Okay, well, what's sitting in the center of what I'm doing to market my business? And what are the things that are related to that and go along with it so that I can just start exploring those additional channels?
So that's such a helpful way to think about that. Okay, so we're halfway through. What do you think? Tell us what number 4 is.
This one is almost shocking to me because I spend way too much of my time looking at how people are marketing their businesses. And so many of you are marketing people-less brands. When I go into someone's Instagram feed, there's no proof of life. And the reason this is a huge mistake is because people buy from people. Show people that you are here. This is the person that you're going to be hiring. Everyone really needs to show up and show their face.
100%. I feel like that we could do a whole show just on that one topic, right? I think that there's a myth in our industry that when you outsource your social media, you don't have to do anything for it. And it's just false. You have to be involved in it. You have to show your face. You have to show up. Otherwise, people are just buying a bot.
And there's a quality control aspect to all of this. If you hire an assistant, you're not just going to hand over some things and be like, have fun. As the leader of a business who is responsible for everything, that's not the right tack to take.
Yeah. Oh, so good. Even just some of my students or wedding pros that I get to interact with, and they're always so hesitant to hire a team member because they're like, I want to make sure it's quality control. But we're so quick to just hand off the password to our social media accounts and be like, go post, just post, make sure there's something there. We do that all the time. That has to make you so sad as a wedding marketing person. Okay, so round us out here, Tayler. What is the 5th mistake that you see happening all the time in the wedding industry?
This one is a big one. And that is thinking that your marketing should be free all of the time. But as someone who has been forced into only using free marketing tactics, I can tell you with my whole being, this is the hardest way to do marketing. Maybe you're already working off of very limited resources and you're like, I don't have $500 extra every month to invest in something. Again, I don't blame people for these things. But the age-old isms are very true that you have to spend money to make money.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've even seen on TikTok where people are almost like touting the fact that they've spent no money on advertising. And do I think it's possible to do it completely organically? Yeah, but you're either paying with your time or your money. Period. End of conversation. Tayler, this was so helpful. Thank you for sharing so much and being just super honest about what you're seeing in the market, what we can do to be better. I think Tayler gave us some really great tangible tips that we can implement right away. So Tayler, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you to everyone for tuning in. And I would love to hear everyone's top takeaway.
All right, guys. Bye for now.